Hey guys, what's happening? Nihat here with Film Comics Explained, and today we'll be taking a look at the origins of It. It is essentially an evil primordial entity that appeared every 27 years to terrorize the submissive town of Derry, Maine, feeding on the flesh and fear of its inhabitants, generally preferring children to adults since they were easier to scare and manipulate. Often seen taking the form of Pennywise the Dancing Clown, It was a shape-shifting creature that was older than our universe, and although it had lived on Earth for quite some time, it actually originated from a void outside the regions of space known as the Macroverse. Crashing down to Earth in a fiery ball that pulverized much of the land, the being created a deep crater that would become its home and the foundation of Derry itself. It had created a place in its own image, and it looked upon this place with favour from the Deadlights, which were its eyes. Derry was its killing pen, the people of Derry its sheep. It can morph into any other person, animal or object, and often use this ability to either appear as a loved one to lure in its victims, or as the personification of what its victims feared most, before feasting on both their flesh and fear. Throughout the series, the entity is seen taking numerous forms, from the people of Derry, bats, leeches, vampires and sharks, among many more. Since its true identity was unclear to the children, they simply took to calling the being It. According to It, when humans got scared, all the chemicals of fear flooded the body and salted the meat, which is why it preferred to feast on children whose fear was simple, pure and powerful compared to the complex, pathological fears of adults. Its awakening was marked with an act of great violence, after which it would begin to feed on the townsfolk for a year, before another act of violence ended its killing spree, where it would then return to its cyclical slumber. While its physical form lived in our world as a shape-shifting manifestation of our worst nightmares, its true form is much more Lovecraftian and ambiguous, as it was an unnamable and unknowable malevolent force that considered itself eternal. Its mortal enemy was a great turtle known as Maturin, a fellow resident of the Macroverse, due to its manifestation as a large female spider that was in the process of laying eggs. Despite its final physical form of that our mind could comprehend, due in part to its natural form existing in an interdimensional realm referred to by It as the Deadlights. This void housed a sea of destructive orange lights that drove most humans insane upon sight. In the books, Bill nearly glimpses the Deadlights and survives, but the only person to fully see the Deadlights and recover was his wife Audra. In the recent film adaptation, it's actually Beverly who saw the Deadlights when Pennywise unhinged his jaw and revealed his true form. By looking into the lights, Beverly was essentially looking into another dimension beyond the realm of human beings, which is why those that looked into the Deadlights either died or became catatonic due to shock. We also witnessed subtle hints of the Deadlights with the eyes of Pennywise glowing orange throughout the film. It was an extremely powerful celestial entity, with only Maturin being its equal and Gan its superior in Stephen King's Macroverse. Shapeshifting. It can transform into any kind of being, including forms that may not be physically possible or may not exist in our reality. This ability is not restricted by space or uniformity, as it can appear in multiple places as multiple beings at once. It also has limitations on its appearance, depending on who is seeing it and how afraid they are. Telekinesis. It can make inanimate objects fall, float, and behave supernaturally without touch. And we got a great example of this in the movie, with the petrified bodies of children that looked into the eyes of Deadlights seen floating above its home. While the entity had crashed to the ground millions of years prior, it only began to feed when the Derry settlers arrived. While it fed on the fears of others, I think its greatest fear was the absence of fear itself, as when it was faced with people that did not fear it, the being was actually powerless and would often run away to assume another form to get its power back. Well, that's all for today, folks. Thanks to all of you guys who requested an in-depth look at the creature known as It.
Hey, fuckface! You wanna play truth or dare? Here's the truth. You're a sloppy bitch. Yeah, that's right. Let's dance. Yippee-ki-yay, mother...
I'm not afraid of you.
You will be.